Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah!
Hey! Welcome to another episode of Rock Talk with Rick. Hanging out in the King of the Attic studio, like I usually do on a Tuesday night. I'm hanging out tonight with a true rock legend, Mr. Vic Rotundi, baby. Yeah!
Yeah!
Vic! How you doing?
Yeah!
Hey, I didn't hear it. Come on for Vic. You know, I let these people in here. Yep. I figured at least they could clap when we tell them to, right?
And I gave them $20 each.
You give them $20 each. Unbelievable. See, we let in we let in Steve O'Brien, Robbie Gogo. We let those guys in here. We let Lauren in here too. Why we don't know? It's only because he's a good photographer, and that's why we let him in here. Steve O'Brien, we don't know why we let him in here, but he's here. So Vic, I haven't seen you in a while. Holy shit!
Yeah, we're doing it.
Okay. There we go. Sorry about that.
Relasso.
Okay, yeah. So what's up? I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, man, things are going great and only getting better.
Only getting better.
That's right.
So what's happening with the Wobblers? Because when I talked to you outside, it said the Wobblers were on the brewery tour.
Yeah, we had some great shows. We did 3 different breweries, one of which was a complete sellout. 100 people. The guy went absolutely bananas.
What brewery's that, Vic?
Clifford's.
Oh, yeah, I heard good things about that place.
Yeah, and he built the stage out for us because we got a lot of people.
You guys got enough for 2 vans there, Vic. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. But the show went good.
Really good. And we got another guy by the name of Hank who is actually a retired lawyer.
Oh, cool.
And the guy's an amazing sax player and an amazing keyboard player. Doesn't sing, but he wants to jam with us whenever we're available. So, which even frees up Beck to be more of a front girl.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Whatever makes you sound better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you guys are probably pretty easy to get along with, I guess.
Well, we have a couple of beers, right?
Yeah, that's it. Oh, here we go. The last time I seen you guys was at Shirkston last summer.
Yeah.
And you guys were killing. Thank you for that, Kim Germain.
Thank you. And guess what? We're back this year.
Oh, doing it again.
And we got a really interesting man who's also going to play guitar with us. His name is Mark Gerard, and he plays Queen in a Queen tribute band.
Oh, no.
But he's also, as I played with him, he's also a fantastic jazz guitarist.
Really?
He knows all those fancy chords. I said, play that again.
Really, right on. There we go.
Yeah, so he's gonna be with us too.
So you guys know, I'll definitely let everybody know when you guys are doing that at Shirkston, because that was a fun time too.
Yeah.
So, some of these people don't know, but back in the day, you were actually, when you were a little younger, like last week or something, Vic, we're not going to tell everybody you're 102 or anything like that, right? But
83.
83. No. But you did some stuff with Jake Isles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell my audience about that.
Well, it was really interesting. There was a music store in Boston, downtown Boston, called EU Wurlitzer. It was much like Long and McQuaid.
Yeah, okay.
And we used to go there 2 or 3 times a week, me and my buddy Rusty. I tell you that one of the funny stories. He was in we were in the store. He was in the back where the keyboard players were, and he heard da 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 da. And he said, "How did you learn that?" And the guy says, "I wrote it."
Oh.
It was Ray Manzarek.
Oh.
Yeah. There was a lot of places for great British acts and U.S. acts to come, and they played in some places in Boston, and they all stopped there. So we would go in there.
Is that where you grew up?
Yeah, Boston.
So you grew up in Boston. I bet you that was pretty cool, though, because you guys obviously had some of the biggest acts in the world go through
We
there.
did. I mean, I saw Jeff Beck Band, and Rod Stewart stood way over on the right because he was afraid to be in Jeff Beck's way.
Oh,
He
yeah.
said, Jeff Beck.
Well, Jeff Beck was an icon for a year, but
he
yeah.
was tough to deal with as the band leader.
Oh, really, eh?
I want to go to, yeah.
How when you were playing Jake Isles band? How was that touring and that going?
Well, it wasn't really a tour, and some people get it all bent out of shape. But what happened was, I met him. There was a back room at the CU Wurlitzer.
Okay.
So I always played the guitar. I knew Joey and another guy. So they'd go, hey, try this one, Vic. Try this one, Vic. So I did. Okay. So all of a sudden, Jay says, you sound really good. Come on back and play with us.
Oh.
So I said, okay.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm just going to play some of the background riffs. He was actually a really, really interesting blues rhythm guitarist. He played all of these little things, and so he'd let me play the lead. He says, you go. So we kind of became friends. And see, there was two bands that were simultaneous at one point. One of them was called the Hallucinations, and the other one was called the Jay Giles Blues Band. So the blues band was sort of where I was hanging out. Then they got a really interesting guy who took them in and said, here's what we're going to do. Well, at that particular time, that was when Peter Wolf came in and joined it, and then he became the lead singer.
I see.
Yeah, and, of course, there was Magic Dick, who some people called the Master Blaster. He was a great harp player. And there was a lot of guys, and there was a few places to play. Like one of them was in Harvard Square, Dave's 47 it was called. There was so many places and so many people. And, it just sort of happened. And then the thing sort of got rolling, and I just kind of gently bowed out because they were really going in a serious direction.
And
I said, I've done my thing with them.
Yeah.
That's
it for me. Yeah. So what brought you to Canada?
Well, I made a decision that I wanted to play music.
Okay.
I had a chance to go through as a chemical engineer, but I walked away from that. Broke my mom's heart, but I really wanted to play. And there was a band who was very cool named Autumn Stone, and they wanted me to play bass guitar. So I said, okay. I said, because they had 26 songs. 24 of them were original. Oh. And meanwhile, guess who's playing the songs? Guess who was playing the songs on WBCN in Boston, 104.7, was Peter Wolf. He loved the Autumn Stone songs. We had, songs about the Vietnam War and all this other stuff. And there was two guitar players. One of them was like a little Jimmy Page. Yeah. And then the other guy was like a flamingo nutcase, and he really was nuts. he played with,
he really was nuts.
He played with all five fingers.
No shit.
With his fingernails. So it was a smoking, and it was a great drummer, and the kid who was playing was singer. Played. He was going to school at the Boston School of Art. Everybody was like on point. But this guy, Alex, who was this guy, him and the drummer, they literally got in a fist fight once a week. So it just went.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's what happens.
That's usually what happens. You either beating each other up or something
doing crazy shit.
Hopefully nothing stupid beyond that, but. That's even stupid, right?
Yeah.
To go that far.
Anyway, so I ended up with a 4-piece band, and it was going really pretty good. I had like 4 agents. I'd be zipping around Boston, finding people to book the band. And we were making okay money and doing all right and getting good grades and all that sort of thing. But we had some issues with some of the managers. So all of a sudden, a guy by the name of Larry Jaspon comes in and says, guys, I want you to go to work for the best Elvis impersonator you'll ever see. The kid's name was Eddie Jones from Baltimore.
Oh, really?
He used to come up to me and go, fine rigmarole solo, Victor. Yeah. But anyway, he ended up doing one of those, you ain't nothing but the hound dog, and he slid across the stage, went whap right into the table. Man, glasses and cups, and people flew. People got cut. And I mean, these were people coming from New Hampshire, Maine, Rhode Island.
Holy shit.
And it was a disaster. So he comes in, the boss of the place comes in, and he says, you guys are the dance set and the show set. Get it together. And he walks all pissed off. So we ended up getting it together. But I was lucky.
Yeah, get it together.
Yeah, but I was lucky because the guy who ran the band, Little Nail Clap, about 97 pounds, was a Berklee School of Music graduate.
Crazy.
And the keyboard player was T.J. Johnson, a black guy from New York City. And he had a 5-octave singing voice.
Crazy. Eh?
It was amazing. Anyway, to make a long story short, we put together. Oh, by the way, he was a New England Conservatory guy.
Oh, really?
So I was like,
yeah.
I'm standing in the background playing a couple of little chords. It's funny because about a month into that band, they came over to me and they grabbed me and he said, "Sit down." I said, "Okay," and they said, the reason why you're in this band is you stay out of my way and you stay out of this way. So you're okay. We're going to keep you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's
so
right.
It was
yeah.
nice. It was fun. Well, the main guy was Peter Wolf. He was the guy that ended up singing for Jay Giles. And I can't remember the other guys off the top of my head. I don't know if there was one guy by the name of Dave or Nick. But they had a pretty good band. It was good. It wasn't amazing. But they all played at the place called the Boston Tea Party. The Boston Tea Party, you got in for $3, and they had 3 rows of seats, much like this. And everybody else had to stand up. And I saw Keith Emerson with the Nice. I saw, of course, Beck. I saw Led Zeppelin when they first started.
There.
Oh yeah, and Jimmy was playing the painted telly.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, so I saw some good shit. And then I run home to the subway, dashed down the thing, and then as soon as I got home, I picked up my guitar and tried to remember every little thing I could. And I said, if I'd have had the internet like those guys, I'd have been really good.
Yeah, you would have been a lot better than now, right? Vic?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So now tell me about the Wobblers. How did the Wobblers, because I know you guys are doing shows out this summer.
Yeah.
How's that going?
It's going great. We've been working steady. Everybody, Rebecca.
Do you like this band? Do you like the band?
I love them.
I know you like the band.
And we all get along.
Get
we
all
get along. And, we figure it out. If we have a challenge, we work it out.
That's right.
Yeah. And, it's great.
Because you're not children.
Yeah, that's right.
You know how to reason things out.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
sometimes. And that's good to be like that in a band.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially as you get older. You don't want to put up with any of this BS crap and
it's out there.
Crap
it's out there,
It is.
There's
bad.
so many bands that have struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, even the great ones, they last for maybe 2, 3, 5, 10 years, and then that's it.
Personality.
Ego.
Insets into the band, and that's it.
Yeah.
Somebody tries to flaunt their personality. I say it all the time.
But the best story, I got to tell you this one story.
Sure, go ahead.
Anybody ever hear of a band called 10 Years After?
Yeah.
Alvin Lee?
Yeah.
I used to go to see them all the time. Well, Alvin Lee could play the shit out of the guitar, no question. But he was a real a-hole, if you don't mind me saying that. But be that as it may, okay, Rick Lee was the drummer, and Leo Lyons was the bass player. Well, Rick Lee used to come to all our...
The Red Sox or the Bruins, so I was just asking first. That's just to make sure, right? Because they don't like that when you piss them off.
Oh,
right?
I know. I used to.
You know what? I want to say thank you for coming
Yeah,
tonight. I
yeah.
appreciate you coming, Vic.
Yeah,
thank you
my
very
pleasure,
much,
buddy.
man. You
My
know what?
pleasure. Thank you.
I
Thank
love
you.
it when, you know,
Yes.
so, you know, Vic, if you see him out, he plays in the Wobblers. If they play around Hamilton, right?
Yep.
Up in that area pretty well. Up
Yep.
in this area, Shirkston this summer.
Yep.
If you see them out, go see them. All right,
Thank you, buddy.
go say hi. You seen him on Rock Talk with Rick,
Yeah.
and go talk to him. Vic's a cool guy, man. He'll talk to you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway,
Love it. Love
I'll
it.
say
Thanks,
good night.
buddy.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Love you guys. In the basket.
Yeah, good night. Good night.